X series on it.
Justin Plummer here, welcoming you to a special Superstars edition of IWC Aftershock. This episode will be taking a look back at IWC's Night of the Superstars. We'll get to see Gail Kim, Traci Brooks, Colt Cabana, Chavo Guerrero, Carlito, and even wrestling legend Mick Foley. They all invaded the IWC on this night. Now, a record-setting crowd got to feast their eyes upon a title match in which McChesney defended his IWC World Heavyweight title versus Carlito. Carlito looked to have the advantage, but McChesney bailed out of the ring and took an intentional countout. Carlito got the victory, but he did not capture the world title. I was able to catch up with Carlito following this match, and I learned very quickly that you need to be very careful what you say to Carlito. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with IWC Aftershock. I'm in the locker room of Carlito. Now, Carlito, tonight you had a chance at the IWC World Heavyweight title versus McChesney, but you came up just short. What are your thoughts on it?
You call a countout coming up just short. He's lucky I didn't finish him off. And he's lucky that I can't challenge him again for the heavyweight championship. But you know what? There's a six-man coming up later tonight, and I'm going to get my revenge. I might not become champion, but Carlito's going to get the better end of this.
Now you'll have to head on over to IWCWrestling.com and check out the DVD if you want to see if Carlito was able to get his revenge on Big League John McChesney and the Founding Fathers. But if you want to talk about big matches, we can't leave out Chavo Guerrero versus Shiima Xion. These men went to battle for nearly 20 minutes, and when the dust settled, they were able to shake each other's hands out of a sign of respect. I was able to catch up with both superstars following their match in the locker room. Let's take a look at what they had to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with IWC Aftershock. I'm catching up post-match with Chavo Guerrero and Shiima Xion. Gentlemen, incredible matchup tonight. Maybe match of the year. Chavo Guerrero, tonight you got to face one of the biggest up-and-comers in professional wrestling today. What is your take on Shiima Xion?
Good job, kid.
Thank you.
You're good. Up-and-comer for sure. You know what, it was just one of those that I haven't had the chance to showcase my skills or my wrestling ability that I've been taught for 3 generations, because just the talent that I've been wrestling has not been up to par. And I truly mean this when I say that I thank you very much for giving me a match to be able to showcase out there, and for you, hopefully you're able to showcase your stuff. So I thank you very much for going out there and busting your butt, and I hope to meet you again there sometime.
Thank you. It was an honor for me. It was a big honor. This is easily the biggest name I've ever wrestled and the toughest opponent. I feel like tonight, I mean, I've wrestled a lot of names all over the world, but I feel like tonight I learned more about what I need to do to get to that next level tonight than I have in the last year that I've been traveling around the world. So I thank you for the experience, I thank you for the opportunity, and I would love a rematch anytime.
You deserve it. Anytime,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 gentlemen here, 2 class acts, great athletes, Chavo Guerrero, Shiima Xion, 2 of the best in the business. Now, with all the superstars in the locker room of the IWC that night, Aftershock cameras were continuously rolling. I happened to stumble upon TNA Knockouts champion Gail Kim as she was giving advice to IWC's First Lady, Sarah Feeney. I was able to catch up with them and get a few words, and Gail had some pretty impressive advice for all of the ladies who are hoping to make an impression in the wrestling business today. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with IWC Aftershock. We're here at Night of the Superstars. There's a lot of big names floating around. And right here, come on, follow me here. This is Gail Kim and the First Lady of the IWC, Sarah Feeney. Ladies, can you share with our audience what you're speaking about here tonight?
Well, she's just kind of talking to me, mentoring me about the business, pretty much. I think, you know, anytime you have an opportunity to pass on any type of knowledge to someone who's coming up through the business, you always want to try to do your best to help someone out, because I know what it feels like to be in that position, about being passionate and wanting to achieve the goals, you know, to make it to that level of, you know, the big companies of Impact Wrestling and WWE. And so I guess the only thing I can really say to her was she was asking me about whether, you know, you kind of see what's on television, but should you hold yourself back, or, you know, you definitely watch television and know what they want, but at the same time, I've always kept true to myself in terms of, you know, my passion for wrestling and to the sport, and I've always wanted to be the best wrestler that I could be, so I would never change that, and I would definitely just say, just keep doing what you're doing and always believe that you're going to make it, because I say this in every interview and people are probably sick and tired of hearing it, but I always say, when I started wrestling, my first thought was always, when I make it, not if I make it. I never thought that way, ever, so, you know, it's definitely positive thinking and, you know, your hard work.
All right, thank you, Gail. And Sarah, certainly some great advice there from wrestling legend Gail Kim. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it here. The Superstars not only putting on a great show in the ring tonight, but mentoring our IWC Superstars backstage. Folks, it was a huge night for the IWC, and each superstar was available to meet and greet with the fans as only the IWC can provide. Aftershock cameras were there, and that brings us to this episode's installment of the IWC Fan Reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with IWC Aftershock. We are here at the pre-show for IWC's Night of the Superstars, and as you can see, we have all of our big names here, signing autographs and meeting and greeting with the fans. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for this episode. So if you want to check out IWC Night of Superstars, head on over to IWCWrestling.com, where you can purchase the DVD of the event and all of the previous events in IWC's past. But before we go, I want to leave you with this. Following the Night of Superstars, I was able to catch up with wrestling legend Mick Foley. Let's take a look at what Mick had to say about his night in the IWC. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Plummer here with IWC Aftershock. My guest at this time is hardcore icon, wrestling legend, Mick Foley. Mick, the ladies love him.
I just got the first base with Traci Brooks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, Mick, you've been to Impact Wrestling, you've been to WWE, you've been everywhere, but tonight you're right here in IWC Wrestling. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience tonight?
Well, man, obviously I've fallen on hard times. Oh, you want me to say something nice? Oh, put the promotion over. Okay, sorry. It's great to be right here in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Honestly, I mean, I know I sucked up to people already. It wasn't so much sucking up as it was pandering, right? It was a little bit different. It's kind of a more subtle form of sucking up. But I did break in Western Pennsylvania, and so I've got roots in this area. This is where I learned to wrestle, if you call what I do wrestling. Oh, look, oh my. You can't shake those things when I'm trying to cut a promo. So it's nice to be back. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I've been distracted. But go ahead.
Traci Brooks having some fun here tonight. Now, Mick, what does the future have in store for you?
Well, you know, future's looking pretty good. I'm involved in 2 different things. I made the return to WWE. I got the rock bottom for my efforts.
Yes, of course.
People out there who believe that this has been moderately entertaining might want to catch one of my comedy shows. Can I plug the website?
Go ahead, yeah, definitely.
It's Playboy.com, where you can, sorry about that. No, but my website, realmickfoley.com, and then you get the schedule on there, and I'm out and around in a bunch of places, and so I might be coming to a place near you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you check out realmickfoley.com. And Mick, I think I speak for everybody on the IWC roster. It was an honor and a pleasure to have you here tonight. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
In all my years of wrestling, I'd never seen, vomit in the ring that utilized as a weapon. It was like a fire match or a barbed wire match, except
there's always first. Only here in IWC.
Only here, here.
We're setting records.
Yeah, right here in IWC, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mick Foley, this has been IWC Aftershock. And as always, if you're still with us, you just survived the Aftershock.